Come on in the room. Come on in the room. We are without a doctor. No prescriptions. I ain't got nothing else for you, man. Just come on in our room. We are live. It's Cream City crossover. Guru Trey Crosby III.
Mad Justin. Real mad.
Mad Justin tonight. No John Tyus. No Chris King. Chris King will be back on Sunday. Sunday afternoon against the Boston Celtics. But a loss tonight. The New York Knickerbockers beat the Milwaukee Bucks 116-94. Just not good enough. Just not good enough all the way around for this basketball team. This organization, not good enough. Nothing good enough right now with the Milwaukee Bucks. I want to hear your thoughts. We'll taking them on Twitter at TCIIESQ. We'll take them there. Want to hear your thoughts on YouTube as well in the chat. If there are any Knicks fans in the chat, hey man, gloat on. You guys deserve it. And y'all ain't been as good as I think y'all thought y'all were gonna be this year starting off. I ain't like y'all out here world beaters or nothing. And I'll say, and listen, I'll be the first person to say this too. Beating the Milwaukee Bucks right now, beating the Milwaukee Bucks, you're not beating a good basketball team. I'm just being honest with you. There used to be a time in the last few years, ever since since 2019, whatever you want to say, 2018, beating the Milwaukee Bucks was like a barometer. There's a measuring stick when you go up and see Jannis on the other side, and you want to beat the Bucks because you're looking at all that they have going on. That's no longer the case. That is no longer the case. That is not beating the Milwaukee Bucks right now in 2024 at the beginning of this season is not a quality win. That is just beating a team that you're supposed to beat. As a matter of fact, if you lose to the Bucks, that might be right now an indictment on you. But the New York Knicks defeat the Milwaukee Bucks tonight, 116-94. Let's get into it. Let's get a game recap going here. Damian Lillard, 19.6 boards, 6 assists. Tonight was a so-so night for Damian Lillard. It was just okay. Nothing out of ordinary. Just he airballed a couple threes. He didn't hit a three tonight. He was 0 for 4. But every now and then when you're a jump shooter, and I'll say this about Damian Lillard, because last year I used to get on him for a lot of games, but like tonight, I didn't think he particularly played bad. He ended up with 1 turnover. He just didn't, this, I can handle this as an off night. What I can't handle is, you scoring 12 points on 15 shots. You can't have that type of a bad night. But 19 points, 6 of 15, didn't hit a 3. He still impacted the game. I mean, for whatever positives you try to take away from the Bucks. It wasn't a great game, wasn't a good game for Damian Lillard by any stretch of the imagination, but it wasn't like he actively worked against us. Jannis, 24-12, probably the quietest 24-12 you'll ever see from Jannis. I agree. Same thing on Jannis. Tonight was not like a great Jannis game either. It wasn't even a particularly good Giannis game. This was it's a so-so ho-hum game for two of your superstars, and they still end up with 24-19, respectively. Torrey Prince, 3 points, 5 boards. Brook Lopez, horrible. 7 points, 3 rebounds tonight. Andre Jackson Jr., 3 points. I don't know, was he injured at all? And it seemed like in the second half, we didn't see him as much. I didn't understand what happened. I know AJ Green started for him in the second half, but I don't know if anybody knows what happened to Andre Jackson Jr. AJ Green, 9 points tonight in 24 minutes. Bobby Portis played 16 minutes, 4 points, 5 rebounds. And then 2 points, nothing for Pat Connaughton. He was trash as well. And then you have the Doc emptied the bench pretty early tonight. Ryan Rollins with 7 points. What I'm noticing on Ryan Rollins, a little loosey-goosey with the ball. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm noticing with him. We talk about him trying to take over that backup point guard spot from DeLon Wright. Very loose with the basketball. He's got to clean some of that up. Marjon Beauchamp, 4 points. And Tyler Smith finished with 10 points tonight. If you look at the New York Knicks, they handled Jalen Brunson, kept him in check, 15 points, 9 assists. Not Miles Bridges, but Bridges with 17 points, 3 boards, 3 assists. Karl-Anthony Towns was the starter tonight for New York, 32, 11, and 5. He just dominated Brook Lopez. Josh Hart, 11 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists all over the floor. OG Anunoby, 14, 6 and 5. He had Miles McBride, 14 points, 5 boards. go down the list. Tyler Kolek got in the game. Marquette, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists as well. And Matt Ryan finished with a 3 at the end of the night, 116-94. The New York Knicks beat the Milwaukee Bucks. I'll say this, man. What I saw tonight was just it was an annihilation from the beginning. And there was nothing good about this game if you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan. There's nothing positive really to take away from it. I mean, you know, it was a wire-to-wire win for the New York Knicks. I saw, from a game plan perspective, didn't seem like it made sense. Like, Brook Lopez has always been slow, but he's even slower now. So starting him off on Cat was, I mean, you just put yourself behind the 8 ball. Like, you started off like again, and again, the Bucks didn't rebound well. I know they got beat on the offensive boards. They look slow to basketball. All of that, all of the above that are things that Doc Rivers can't control. All of that was bad. So I can't blame Doc Rivers for some of those things. But as a wise man once said, Justin, you got to control what you can control. And what Doc Rivers, part of what he can control are the line. You have to at least put your guys in the best position you can. And putting Brook Lopez on Karl-Anthony Towns was, from the jump, just a bad idea. It didn't make any sense. And Karl-Anthony Towns, to his credit, you call him soft if you want to. But he took it to the Bucks. Like, he was dunking all over. He's hitting threes. He took advantage of what you gave him. Got to the basket. Got what he wanted at will. And I thought the New York Knicks played unselfish basketball. And really good defensive effort. They were first on the floor. It was a classic Tibbs type of team. I look at New York, and I don't know that. Again, maybe it's even worse. I don't see they made these trades, they made these acquisitions, and they did make a trade to get to where they wanted to be to start the season, and they thought, we're Knicks, here we come. I don't see them on the level with Boston. I don't see that from New York at all. But it looks like a Tibbs team. They play hard. They're going to hustle for 48 minutes. They're going to play defense, and you got to go beat them. And tonight, the Milwaukee Bucks didn't do that. The New York Knicks came out, got everything they wanted to, hit shots, just played a really solid basketball game, and they beat the Bucks tonight, 116-94. That's what I saw. Justin, what'd you see?
Oh, man, I got a whole bunch of these notes, man. We don't need no notes tonight, man. That's terrible. Listen, this is the worst Milwaukee Bucks game I have seen since I became a Bucks fan in '82. And I watched I was probably one of the only dudes on League Pass that watched that 12 and 70 season or whatever it was, Jannis' first year. This effort was terrible. It was lackadaisical. Look, Karl-Anthony Towns going to the bucket and slam dunking on us. This man ran from the top of the key to the bucket with nobody to stop him. Bobby, you got to be the attitude dude. Put him on his butt. No one puts him on his butt. No, and Jannis. You top 3, maybe in my opinion, I'm a biased homer. You the best player in the NBA. They said it on the broadcast. No one's looking at Karl-Anthony Towns to guard anybody. He can't check nobody. He's not known for defense. Jalen Brunson, he's not known for defense. Why are we not at their necks? And Lisa Byington, I think you're a great woman. You do a great job. But miss me with that BS on a back-to-back because we done got cooked 2 times this year on back-to-backs. I don't want to hear that excuse. Them boys went into the mecca of basketball where my homeboy, my teammate, I'm sure he watching because he a big-time Knickerbocker fan. Almost called him Knickerbicker, same difference. Julius Wells, named after a Sixer, but he a Knicks fan. We ain't going to roast him too much, Trey. Dog, I don't understand it. Hey, I'm a Bobby fan. I'm a supporter. I'm a Brook fan. I'm holding on to 2021. Hey, man, look. You can't come on the floor and play that bad. Like my guy told me back in the day, man, these dudes just don't know how to win. Our Milwaukee Bucks don't know how to win. That's why we celebrate against the Utah Jazz, because ain't no victory in this season a given for us. We can get beat by anybody. I'm scared to go to Charlotte next Saturday. Them boys down there cooking.
They are. Charlotte Hornets got a big win tonight. I think they got, they look like Dame and Giannis. I think 30. I think LaMelo put up 30, and Brandon Miller had a big night. A big game as well. But Yeah, I'm with you, man. All of the above. Like that's a bad basketball game. Terry Bolden says I'm extremely mentally exhausted with the Bucks organization. Not sure what's happening behind closed doors, but I hope something happens soon. Bobby, Pat, Brook has to go. I didn't even mention how bad Bobby Portis was. Goes without saying. I mean, he was bad. I mean, Bobby Portis is
Terrible.
yeah. I wish I had. I wish I had two extra hands. I give him 4 thumbs down. You talk about again. I don't mean to be insensitive, but you talk about people getting robbed. He's stealing from the Bucks right now. He's stealing money from the Bucks right now.
And there's no excuses for him. As a big Bobby fan, I have
blind. I had no idea this was the Bucks were
I
getting.
like Bobby, and I like what Bobby did for us. But it's just terrible.
Listen,
dog.
Underdog my ass. I don't want to hear none of the underdog. Sorry. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear none of the underdog stuff. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you just got to hoop, dog. Like these dudes got to hoop. When do we get tired of getting our head beat in by mid-grade teams? This Knicks team made a lot of moves. They ain't got nobody down there in the middle. Nobody. We should have saw Brooklyn Brook tonight. I don't know what that dude was doing. He's shooting floaters. He's shooting. Bobby was airballing hook shots. Like, dog, everybody down low for the Knicks is barbecue chicken. And I know OG Anunoby is a good basketball defender, but there's no way, Bobby, you 6'10". It should be drop step, go.
I'm with you. You talk about 6'10", and again, Tyler Smith looked like I'd have to try him. You have to try it. Now I think Doc tried to play a little small ball as it got out of control. Listen, Tyler Smith can do what Bobby Portis is doing. Anybody can watch rebounds go over your head. I mean, I dare anybody, go back and watch this basketball game. Watch how Josh Hart boxes out. Just go watch it. Watch how Josh Hart boxes out. Watch how the Knicks collectively try to box out and try to make sure that teams don't get rebounds and don't grab rebounds for them. Just watch it and then go back and watch the Bucks' effort. Giannis included. Like Giannis gets included. Giannis does a lot of ball watching. He does a lot of ball watching on the defensive side of the ball. So Josh Davis says Tyler Smith needs more minutes ASAP. I agree. I want to see him. I just from an athletic ability standpoint, I need to see some of that. And I think he can. He can do at least what Bobby does. I mean, because that's the thing. If you're not going to hit shots, Bobby not only was missing threes, he missing 15-footers. Give me a second. He's missing. I don't know, but his confidence is completely shot right now. But yes, he was bad. Brook Lopez, just blown by at every step of the way. So, they were targeting him out there on the floor. The New York Knicks, watch the game. Just straight up targeting him. No reason not to. But you got to blame the rest of the team on that too, because they're not moving over. Brook has no feet. He can't move left to right that well to guard a guy that's going to go by him. So when you see a guy like Towns get the ball, or Anthony Towns get the ball at the top of the key, you got to have your eyes locked in there. If we give up a wide open three with that, I'm okay with that. That's a 20-foot plus shot. You cannot let this man who barely can pick his feet up to run. That's the crazy thing. Has anybody watched Karl Anthony Towns run? He can't pick them feet up, and he going by Brook like he a statue, man. I'm so upset. Brook looks like a statue. He looks like a statue. Brooks looks like a guy who is unwilling. I understand. He just can't. He can't do it. He can't move. And again, this team, and we'll talk about it in a second. Did they miss the window? I was on Zabe this morning, and we were talking about it with him and Butch. Did they miss that window to get rid of those guys? And you can include Chris in it as well. Chris, the report on him, still not ready, hadn't started playing 5-on-5s. So I don't know. But tonight was as bad as it gets. And again, I think somebody just mentioned in the chat, it wasn't like the Knicks. Like the Knicks don't look like world beaters, man. The Knicks don't look like world beaters. You got beat by. The Knicks are a good basketball team. You got beat you got the doors blown off you by a solid basketball team. These ain't the Boston Celtics. These ain't the Cleveland. You played better against the Cleveland Cavs. These ain't the Cavs right now. This ain't the Warriors right now. This is a regular basketball team that you actually, and no, Brett says you can tell Brett Sonnenschein, my bad, I'm butchering, says you can tell they were gassed, including Dame. Sucks NBA makes Milwaukee have the most back-to-backs to force them to face the rest of the Knicks. I heard the 3v3 went very well. I guess maybe some about Chris. We rebound Sunday. Brett, stop. Don't give me the most back-to-backs. The season just started. We are in the first week of November. Don't tell me yes, if we're in February, March, you want to tell me about, oh man, this is a tough game. The Bucks lost because they're on the back-to-back and they got the most. They've been on back-to-backs all year long. The season just started. I'll give you another one. You just played the Memphis Grizzlies on a back-to-back. And what they do? Belt to ass. You played the Cavaliers that first game, back-to-back. Now, it wasn't belt to ass, but they don't give me that, oh, everybody's so tired on back-to-backs. Stop that. Win basketball games. Play winning basketball. What does a back-to-back have to do? Again, you can't. Let me say this too. Back-to-backs impact you in the second halves of games. In the second half, third, fourth quarter, maybe that's when your legs aren't tired when the game starts. What does that have? What does being on a back-to-back have to do with getting a rebound, securing a defensive rebound on the second possession of the game? The first possession, Bobby Portis gets in the game, you watching people scour you for rebounds. What does that have to do? Being on a back-to-back has nothing to do with that. No, I'm sorry. I'm just not going to give these guys an excuse. No, you're playing bad basketball. And it ain't because they scheduled you on no back-to-back. Everybody's playing back-to-backs. Everybody's playing back-to-backs.
Absolutely. And I don't want to get it misconstrued that I could go out there and play a back-to-back on an NBA court. I couldn't touch a court at all. But let's be real. These dudes are traveling first-class private. They're sleeping in the top-notch hotels.
Right.
I'm sure Doc, he's a veteran coach. He cancels shoot-around. So you sleep, you get your rest, you get up, you get some shots in, you get some fluids. And like you said, Trey, the second half, you out there, you getting cooked. I'll be like, all right, I can understand that. These dudes got cooked from the beginning. The Knicks looked like the team that was under 500 that was like, we're not settling for this anymore, and we're about to show the NBA who we are. And they cooked us. There was no effort. Like, them dudes ain't even look like they were. This is worse than a 10-72 team, dog. This is terrible. Yeah. You cannot not hustle. Doc, you got to pull these dudes. When you see this dude like that, put Tyler Smith right in that game. Put Ryan Rollins right in that game. I'm on Doc's head too because Doc went with the young boys last night, and then tonight I saw a lot more Pat Connaughton.
I'm sick of seeing him.
And I mean, like, if you're not going to contribute to this Bucks, dog, we should be a title contending team. You got two of the best 75 players in the league on your team. I'm tired of hearing that. And I'm tired of hearing that they got in at 3 a.m., all that stuff, man. Let me get in at 3 a.m. I go to sleep to noon and come out and still do my job. You do your job. Them dudes paid to hoop, and they need to hoop better. Stop making excuses for them. Ain't no excuses. We suck tonight.
They've sucked all season. You're 2-7 right now. And by the way, you're 2-7. You got a date with the Boston Celtics coming up on Sunday afternoon.
But Brett ain't wrong either. He ain't wrong. They did look gas, so he's absolutely right about them looking gas. Sorry, bro.
They may have looked gas, but that's because my thing is they started on E. But here's the thing: why you look like you gassed against Memphis when you weren't on the back. They look gassed all the time. So yeah, I give it to Brett. Yeah, you say Dame was gassed. You want to give it to Dame? I'll give it to you there. But I mean, the rest of the guys, again, you just don't have excuses. Al-Farouq Aminu for 3 says every game this year has been 2v5. Is everyone not happy with their role? I don't think that's it. I just think they're not good. Again, this is not a good basketball team. I don't know how many other ways to talk about it. They're not a good basketball team. Brook Lopez is what he is. Like, at this point, you missed the cutoff. You missed the cutoff for Brook Lopez. State of Mind says, why isn't Giannis kicking Doc out by now? Let me tell you why. Because he can't. He cannot anymore. And this is what I've been trying to tell people, and I don't think people have understood it. Giannis was, again, I'm not going to say he was solely responsible. This is information I have. Oh, and by the way, let me tell you something else, by the way. The sources that I had with the Milwaukee Bucks, and I'd say they were part of staff under the old regime. Them people text me laughing emojis after every other game. That's what they're doing. Y'all, you fired Adrian Griffin. That's what the Adrian Griffin people, I'm telling you, they text me laughing after the game. This is multiple times this season. I get text messages, ha ha ha. Look at that. You see that? Yeah, I see it. They saw it. Again, you tried to I don't know how many times. Adrian Griffin was a scapegoat. Absolute scapegoat. Absolute scapegoat. It's funny. It's funny. I'm not even joking with you right now. I'm just looking at a text. It's just funny. I'm getting a text right now from the people I'm talking about. Right now, I'm getting a text. They are laughing at the Milwaukee. That we are a joke, man. This is a laughing stock organization. Laughing stock organization, man. It is a joke what's happening right now. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, they tell you to be careful what you wish for and what you ask for. They tell you that grass ain't always greener on that other side. Now we over there on the mud patch with them deer trying to eat. There ain't no grass for them dudes, man.
Yeah,
we look bad, and that dude should be laughing because he probably got never mind. I ain't gonna get it.
And again, you should because it is a joke. What you're looking at right now with the Milwaukee Bucks is an absolute joke. It's not good. And you have Bobby Portis out there. Bobby. And that's Bobby Portis. You were the one last year in Vegas yelling at the coach. Somebody need to yell at your ass. You sitting there screaming so reporters hear you. You're the joke, dog. All the stuff like was a joke, man. It was a joke. Brook Lopez showing up and throwing his hands up in the air. No, you're the joke. Y'all are trash, man. This is. The Bucks missed the window to get rid of these guys, and I don't know how you fix it. I truly don't know how you fix it because when Chris Middleton comes back, again, will the Bucks play better with Chris Middleton? Yes, absolutely, 100%. They will. There's no question about it. Does that make them a title contending team? I don't think so. And then you had the report and come out today, Justin. We just off to forget the rundown, and we just talking right now. Because again, because I'd say there's nothing that you're gonna get from breaking down the film there's nothing you get from breaking down basketball tape on a team that was down by 20 from the jump. They were down 20 in the first quarter. We ain't got to sit there and talk about tonight's game like, oh my God. Well, if they had done it, no, there was nothing they could do. They got their ass whooped. You try to play a little zone. Doc Rivers is out of answers. I mean, it's the NBA. What always talk when I'm watching the NBA? It's a game of runs, right? Ain't the NBA a game of runs? How many times you ever seen a team get down 20 and don't even make a run? Bad teams we didn't even make a run tonight. We let go of the rope that early. You didn't even make a run. That's embarrassing. You didn't even make a run down to. You didn't get it down to 10. You didn't force Tibbs to call a timeout. Okay, we got locked back in, fellas. You didn't do none of that. You just gave up, and that is maybe even more concerning than what I'm watching on the floor right now.
We look like North Carolina A&T against University of North Carolina out there tonight, man. We look like we was punching way, but we look like we got a check to be out there. We just got the money check going back home, man. Hey, man, it's a lot of things that you cannot change. You cannot change if the ball's going in. And I'm not saying every dude out there didn't hustle. Ajax gave everything he could, and the thing I like about that dude, and I know my buddy listens, big UConn Husky fan. The thing I like about him is people forget, man, he was a point forward at UConn. So we might need to look at letting him bring the ball up. Give Dame a little bit of freedom. Get Jannis a little bit of freedom. But what we're doing right now is not working, and we continuously try to bring this out here, and we get cooked. And we get cooked by bad teams. We get cooked by mediocre teams like tonight.
Yep.
Like when is this Bucks team gonna wake up? And I agree with you. Chris Middleton is a hell of a basketball player. He's a one-time All-Star. He carried us to a 2021 championship. We know all this. We know his resume. But is he gonna come out and fix this? I don't think he can fix it all by himself, bro. He ain't that. He ain't 23 in the black and red.
No, he that's what I'm saying. I think he can get. I think what he can do is get you to a point where you are a much better basketball team, and he can settle this because the bench is so bad that, again, you have Giannis, you have Dame, and then you just have a collection of whatever the hell else is going on. And even the guy like Ajax is going to at least you have some guys to give you effort. Again, that's why I want to see Tyler Smith. I just want to see effort. I want to see Ryan Rollins. I just want to see effort. I want to see effort, and I want to see guys that at least are going to run after loose ball, box out, try to make some plays. Again, you may not be able to shoot at like Ajax may not be able to shoot at the level of a Gary Trent Jr. or anything like that, but at least he can give me some effort. At least he can go out there and do that. But go back to Chris Middleton. What Chris Middleton can do is come back and right the ship in the sense that you can play Giannis and Dame together even more when you're Doc Rivers on different occasions, and even Chris and those guys together, because you can throw Chris out there with a bench unit, or you can have Chris and one of those guys out there with the bench unit that may be able to hold things together, because Giannis in the bench has not looked good at all. And I think even Dame in the bench is not, it just hasn't been great. But you at least have that opportunity when Chris comes back to, okay, at least I can still have two legit scorers on the floor right now that I could play with. But yeah, again, he's old too. Ain't like he about to get no defensive stance and slide around and stop the miscommunications and get back on defense and stop transition buckets. And again, he's a turnover machine. He gonna stop turnover. No, that ain't happening. I think the Bucks forced 6 turnovers tonight against the Knicks. That's not enough. You're not. That's showing me you're not getting. Again, it's a night and day difference from what I saw against the Utah Jazz. And I know the Knicks aren't the Jazz, but this ain't good. This is not good. Brett says Sunday we're gonna make a run. And soon we'll have a winning streak. I still got faith in our Bucks, but change has got to happen. Oh, this is what I was gonna get to, Justin. There was the report today came out from Brian Windhorst, that the Bucks basically called everybody in the league trying to work on trades. Important to note that, of course, and we already knew this, that Giannis and Dame weren't on the block. But basically, what he's saying, and we need to figure out a way. I gotta figure. I gotta get Danny Levin on the show to get some cap experts, because I'm not the expert on the cap situation and what we have with the second apron and what that means we can do with aggregating trades and whatnot. But essentially, the Bucks have tried to talk with every team in the league to find trades. The reason they're having trouble finding trades is because because of all the issues with the cap. Like, they can't aggregate. Like I said, they can't bring multiple players in. Again, I don't know all the answers as to what you can and can't do. But apparently, Wendy reported that they were in talk with some team. They found some trade that they liked, or they were willing to do, and found out, oh yeah, we can't do it because of the rules. They constrain us from getting this done. So that's gonna be a problem for John Horst. Makes things that much more complicated and difficult.
Yeah. So I mean, this dude, if he has not won GM or front office staff of the year, if he hasn't won it in his career, this would be a perfect time to win it. He's going to have to pull off some magic. It's no way around it. Like, we're so handicapped, not having a pick to 2031, all the pick swaps and all that, trying to get better. It brought us a championship, and we're thankful for it. But if we don't make some of these changes now, and like you said, man, we may have hung on a little bit too long.
Yeah, I think so. Go ahead.
And this, like, this is where the rules of baseball benefit you a lot more, right? You got a player that's struggling a little bit. You could go put him on that 10-day DL, IL or whatever, let the guy freshen up, get back healthy and stuff like that, and then come back and play. That's what Bobby and Brook need right now. They need to go on that 10-day DL, IL, whatever it's called, and come back, because this, what they putting out here, this ain't it. No. And you could bring Justice Winslow, Tyler Smith, whomever at Rollins, all these dudes, put them in the game. We just keep saying it. We cannot do any worse. And shout out to that Knicks fan in the chat that was laughing because I said they mediocre. You are mediocre. You're mediocre as hell. You ain't beat nobody.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they again, the Knicks are again. I only say I think they're good. They're just not as good as they think they are. But yeah, the Bucks are bad. Like I said, hey, I'm not about to say sugarcoat it. The Bucks are a bad basketball team right now. And we'll see if they can turn it around. But they're a bad basketball team. And like we talked about, Chris Middleton coming back. Can he fix some things? Yes. Can he make this team a championship basketball team? No. You've got to find some things around the margins. And I don't know where you go. We'll talk about the panic meter in a second. But I want to get to some stuff from Twitter here. At the Hot Take Jake Says the window is welded shut. Tell Giannis it's rebuild time. Convince him to stick it out and trade everyone but Ajax, Green, and the Rooks. If he would rather move on, respect it, but you get the best deal you can. None of this preferred destination crap. At He Manson says, really crappy effort from Brook, Bobby, Prince, and poor shooting all around. Couldn't get rebounds, turned the ball over way too much. Pretty much did all the things that losing teams do. At 14 Coco Chick says, I know players decide the game, but I believe it's coaching. Watching Nets right now, taking Boston to OT. The Nets were a favorite for a first pick in the draft, but they have a new young coach who got them playing right. Look at Charles Lee in Charlotte. Don't get me going on the Cavaliers. Of course, Kenny Atkinson out there in Cleveland. At Drew Behringer says, the window's closed. The only time they even have a chance to win is if both Dame and Giannis go off for 30 plus each, and even then it's not enough. Bad roster, bad coach, bad front office, bad ownership. At Cloud Festy says, can they get Adrian Griffin back? And I'll do one more here. At Kasu G13 says, at this point, I wouldn't blame Giannis for leaving. Ultimately, it's front office's fault. They got us into this mess. They should have made the necessary trades, but they didn't. They held on to aging players in huge contracts who are no longer performing at the highest level. So apparently that's what people want to get on and talk about. Justin, so I'll ask you before we get to the actual panic meter and where you are at this point in the season. Well, I guess it's kind of, I mean, people are saying the Bucks basically need to blow it up. You're not there yet, are you?
No, absolutely not. And I mean, like, we need to stop with the let's just trade Giannis and all that stuff, man. Like, these dudes got to figure it out. It's far too much talent on that team for them not to figure it out. You got one of the best. I mean, Dame's shown you these last 3 or 4 games, he's the best guard in the East. And even on his off night, he was, 24 and something tonight? This is an off night for him.
Yeah,
it's
he was
terrible.
19, 6 and 6.
19, 6 and 6. And it wasn't even a terrible night. It was a horrible night for Dame shooting. Like, we all know he's a better shooter than this. Not trade Giannis. No. I mean, you figure out something, but if it's scheme, it's something. Like, part of this is on Doc, part of this on the players, everybody in the Bucks organization has to be better. We got to start playing up to what them stats say on our basketball card. And the one thing that you can't have is you can't have the hustle. If you don't have the hustle, that ain't even nothing about your basketball card. That's just you not having that willingness to win. You know what the Bucks look like right now? They look like a team that's rolling the balls out every night. Like, they just expect to win because we are the Milwaukee Bucks and we have Giannis Antetokounmpo and Dame Lillard. NBA ain't scared of that. We better come and hoop.
Yeah, to me, yeah, there's no way that you should feel like that at this point for your Milwaukee Bucks. That you should feel like you can roll the ball out and go hoop and you're gonna win. You're not that good. You know, the Bucks are not at this point. That's not the team that you are. You just aren't. That was a thing years ago, a couple years ago, even maybe in the last year. It's not a thing anymore that you can just roll the ball out. Let me ask you this, Justin. Who is most responsible? You talked about Doc. Talked about the front office. I see some comments in here to say fire Horse. Who? Of course, we talked about the players as well. Who do you find, where are you assigning blame right now for a 2-7 start to the season? Is there a particular player? Is it the players in general? Is it John Horst? Is it Doc Rivers? Or is it Jimmy Haslam?
Yeah, I'm not a big Haslam fan at all, man. I think it's everybody you mentioned. Like, this thing is so bad, you can't just address it to one player or even a collective group of players. You can't just address it to Doc. Like, his defensive coach, this defensive scheme right now, you putting Brook out there on a thing to get killed. He on an island to get killed. Brook can't guard nobody one-on-one but Kessler from the Jazz. That's sad. But you know where his strengths are. Like, and this is where you look at Horst. We knew what Brook was. When he was 34 and wanted to go to the Rockets after he had that back surgery. We knew Brook was old and he was aging. So we can't be surprised that he's getting cooked by this guy or that guy. Now, the thing that we can't have, man, is we can't have dudes like Josh Hart scoring on you, Bobby Portis. That just can't happen. This dude's 6'2", 6'3", backing you down and getting buckets on you, getting rebounds over you. That's on Portis. It's a lot of stuff that got to change, man. It's a lot of guys here that had better days maybe be behind them. But we got to find somebody. And look, dude, if your fit isn't great here, hopefully us real Bucks fans, like a lot of these folks in the chat and these folks on Twitter, we ain't going to hate you when you go to another team. We going to hope you do well. Just not against us. Ain't no hate for Drew Holiday in my heart at all. There's no hate for Dante DiVincenzo. There's no hate for Bud. The fact that Bud is out there coaching his butt off and doing a great job, I'm happy for that man. He deserves it. He went through hell when he was in Milwaukee that last playoff series with his personal stuff and everything that's going on. So go out there and do better. Just don't do better against us is my point.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. Like I said, I hope Bobby does. Like I said, I hope if we trade him, I hope he does get his life together and play a little better. But right now, and again, we talked about on the show some different things I think Bobby Portis can benefit from. Again, namely, I think he's better on a team with a lot more depth. When he's the only guy, you just depend on too much from him. He's got to play defense, he's got to play offense. You really need him in a situation where really the only thing he's got to do is go out there and score. And you know, and if he can do that, he's in a much better situation than where he is right now. State of Mind says point of attack defense doesn't work for this team. Griff tried it. We were dead last. Doc adjusted some of it, but it's the same defense. State of Mind. Let me tell you, I think people get this wrong too. Again, last year, yes, that's what Adrian Griffin wanted to do initially, but by the time, and again, the Bucks were 30-13 or whatever the record was. By the time he got fired, the Bucks were running for a majority of the game. They were running Bud's stuff defensively. One of Adrian Griffin's problems was the fact that he was way too nice, and he allowed people to run over him, and he allowed he allowed void. He really should have been much more demonstrative, I think, in his approach, and he wasn't. And again, he had some things working against him. Is what it is. I'm not gonna rehash all of it, but again, this concept that the Bucks were doing something. You know, it was Adrian Griffin's defense. No, it wasn't. I'm telling you it wasn't. Again, the defense was bad. I agree, but again, it was a personnel. It was more of a personnel issue than anything. You saw Malik Beasley defending. You saw what that was. You saw that mess. But again, at the end of the day, they were playing drop after like game 5. So they went right back to that last year. It was Bud's defense that was essentially getting cooked after the 5th, 6th game of the season. You know what else was getting cooked, Justin?
What's that?
Them wings over there at Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Get yourself some wings. Get yourself some good food over there at Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Proud sponsor of the Cream City Crossover. And every Wednesday and Thursday night, bingo. Wednesday night, Thursday night, trivia. And you know what they're giving away on Wednesdays and Thursdays?
What they giving away, big dog?
Tickets. They giving away tickets. Milwaukee Bucks tickets. Section 102, row 23, seats 1 and 2. Get great seats over at Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Places of bingo, places of trivia. Get those tickets. And also, by the way, during all televised Milwaukee Bucks games, $3 bottles and pints to watch the game. Have some good time. Enjoy yourself. And if you're at Curly's, make sure you let the fine people know there that the Guru and the Cream City Crossover sent you to Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Have some fun over there in Pewaukee, Wisconsin, your Bucks headquarters for all things Milwaukee Bucks. And then they sponsor the Cream City Crossover, so head on down there.
Way we rolling. Curly better go stock up on the $3 pints, bro, because we gonna be drinking a lot of them things if we keep going like this.
Yeah, no, man. It's it's not good, man. It's not good basketball. That's the problem. Which leads me to my next question here for you, Justin. 2-7 right now. You're staring down the barrel of 2-8 after tomorrow night when you play the Sunday afternoon when you play the Boston Celtics. I know everything Homer in you wants to say the Milwaukee Bucks are going to come out and get a big time W over Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and those boys. By the way, they did end up winning in overtime against the Brooklyn Nets. I think it was like 108, 103, 108, 104, something like that. But where are you panic-wise? First 10 games, let's say you start off 2-8. You are in a huge deficit, no end in sight right now, and who knows when Chris Miller's coming back.
I'm about a 5 right now. I think the first time you asked that at the beginning of the year, I was about a 2. I mean, my thing is that these are all correctable things, and I think that this team has
Are
plenty of
they?
talent.
No, I was. Are they all correctable things?
Yeah, I think it's correctable where you get out there and hustle. Like you get if this team is proven if they put forth the effort, and I'm not just looking at this Utah Jazz game. Like, yeah, that was a great game from the tip up to the fourth quarter buzzer, but they played very well against the best team in the East right now, which is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Number what are they, 10-0, 7-0, 8-0, something like that. They beating everybody. They were up by 41 on the half at Golden State today.
Mm-hmm.
So that type of effort can beat a lot of these teams. Hell, we had that type of effort against these New York mediocre Knicks. We beat them tonight. But we come out, we playing like, I don't even know, Sioux City Falls, Free Spirit, or whatever that G League team is out there in South Dakota. Like, you can't come out there and not hoop. You got one job to do, and that's hoop. Jannis, you got to take it to these dudes. So I'm going to say it's a 5 because I think we got top 5 player in the NBA, top 25 player in the NBA, and then these other dudes just got to pick it up, man. I think that Gary Trent's going to continue to get better once he comes back healthy. I think Prince is going to play a lot better. I think Ajax is going to bring that energy. And AJ Green off the bench, he's another guy that played good defense tonight. He was put in compromising situations. No reason you put that dude on Cat. No way. And I know it's a switch, but we got to, like, our coaches, if me and you see this,
right,
these dudes that's getting these 6-7 figure checks, they got to see it. They got to make adjustments. But I'm at a 5, man. I think we're going to dig out to this hole. Shout out to the homie Brett. I think we win this Sunday because, you know, my junk say Milwaukee on the top, and that's what we're going to go with. It's a crown on my head.
I'm with you, man. I hope to see that. Dayon Monacore says Brook and Cat was a ridiculous strategy from Brook on Cat was a ridiculous strategy from the tip. I agree. I didn't understand. It didn't make any sense. And again, Cat responded to exactly what he should have done in that situation. Jay Stroh telling everybody smash that like button. We want you to do that absolutely. If you're watching the Cream City crossover, hit that like button, man. We are so close to 1,000 subs on this YouTube channel. So please subscribe to the YouTube. Tell a friend about the Cream City crossover. Jay Stroh says Bill Simmons left Dame off top 25 lift earlier today, and Dame proved him right today. Yeah, you know, like I said, I think it was an offer game for Dame. Just, you know, it was a so-so game, but you know, he looked better than Brunson tonight, and Brunson didn't have a great game at all. Brunson did have 9 assists, but hell, Dame has 6. So I mean,
great defense by Ajax.
Great defense by Ajax, and Taurean Prince was on Jalen Brunson a lot too. He was. Anthony Lace says play fast, put Giannis at the 5. Here's the thing, Giannis at the 5 for a whole season, I think it's tough. I think in there are situations and stretches you want to do that, makes sense. But again, I think I play Tyler. I really do. I play Tyler Smith. You said it in my panic meter. I probably with you. I'm still at a 4-5. You're early in the season. You're 10 games in. I'm not willing, and the East has not been very good, so I'm not ready to be on a panic meter quite as heavy just yet. But the only thing I disagree with you on, Justin, when you say is, oh, these are correctable. Again, this team is not giving effort back. We've been talking about this with Adrian Griffin. We're talking about this back when they were giving up transition buckets last year. Some of what Adrian Griffin got fired was energy and effort type of plays, you know, for the entire season. So you've had now almost a full season. So that was a full year last year where you didn't do it. You're halfway into you're 10 games into this year and you haven't been doing it. Yeah, we can talk to blue in the face. Oh, you just got to play with some effort, got to play with some energy. But if you're not going to do that, I got to get guys on the floor that will. And we saw Doc Rivers already go to Ajax, who has been willing to provide it. Yeah, I say keep it going. I'm not joking. And I know that, yes, is Bobby Portis a better player than Tyler Smith? 1,000% he is. 1,000% he's a better player. There's no question. But
when he hoops.
Yes, right. But if he's not going to do that, if he's not going to put in the work that you need to put in to play at the level you need to play at, I got to sit you down. I have to sit you down. Thanks. And I've got to show you. Who was it? I remember, I think that was it Jason Kidd? Or was it Mike Budenholzer who benched Chris Middleton late in the game? Who did that? Was that Bud or Kidd who did it? I think it was Kidd.
I think it was Kid too.
Yeah, and again, and Chris was mad. Chris was mad as hell about. You got to treat guys like that. If they're not going to play at that level, let me tell you. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Tom Thibodeau? Do you think he would accept the level of play right now without sitting some people down?
Absolutely not.
No.
And remember, Portis was benched during the Brooklyn series, and he was mad about that.
Yes.
Bobby, you got to dig deep to when you was benched like that and how that felt. Like, he got a lot of stuff going on outside the basketball court right now with them dudes breaking in his house and all that. But you still, like, you gotta hoop, dog. You can hoop. And if you're not gonna hoop, then you gotta retire. That's what it is. Or go somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm the biggest Bobby Portis fan in the world, by the way. I'm probably the only dude got a Portis Jr. swingman joint down here. You know what I mean? Like, we rock with Big Bob. Big Bob on their ass all day. But we ain't seen that. Everybody else been on Big Bob ass.
Yeah.
Pause.
Hey, yo. It's changed. It's changed from Big Bob on their ass to Big Bob his ass. I mean, it's a sad state of affairs right now. For the Milwaukee Bucks. Jay Dizzy says, I don't want any trades to happen under Horst. Pat Riley wouldn't deplete his organization over one player. Bron still stayed under contract. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Pat Riley wouldn't deplete his organization over one player. I guess I'm not sure I guess I'm not, maybe I'm not understanding what he means. Is he talking about trading Jannis? No, I wouldn't do that, but deplete the organization. I mean, I don't know what assets you're talking about giving up.
I think he's saying that they depleted the organization in order to satisfy, and I'm not speaking for you, so please come back in the chat and clarify it. But what I took it as is he's saying that we've depleted everything to get Giannis's team. But
see, I don't know. Like, what do we deplete to get rid of to keep Bobby Portis? I don't know. Do we do that to keep Brook? I don't know what part of the nostalgia people lived on. I think that John Horst apparently, he was looking for trades, trying to find guys, and I don't think he found, what he was really looking for. But again, I really think it'll be addition by subtraction at this point with Bobby Portis. He's Horst bent the knee too much, even though Giannis would stay still. Only thing I can go with you that on is on the coach's situation. I would go with it there. I don't think from a player standpoint that he bent the knee. Again, the Giannis will play with Dame, but that's a good trade to get Dame Lillard in.
But maybe he's alluding to some of that stuff, like, Connaughton's his workout buddy, so that's why we kept Pat.
That's crazy.
That's why we kept Brook, because he wanted to play with Brook. I don't know. I don't know how much say that Giannis has in these decisions. What I will say, and even if Horst go on somewhere else, we love you for what you did, but sometimes you are I'm gonna do a JT quote. Sometimes you're just you're Mrs. Right Now, but you're not Mrs. Forever, and that's okay too. Shout out to JT.
That's a good point. Right, exactly. That's John. Yeah, that's right. Everything happens in, some people are for you for a certain season. And maybe the Bucks are in a different season where, like I said, John Horst is good for this part, Bobby Portis is good for this part, Brook Lopez is good for this part, PJ Tucker was good for a part, and then you have to move on and keep rolling. We got to keep rolling with this thing tonight, man. Let's move on to game balls tonight. Tough to find game balls, but where are you going? Where are you going on the game ball?
Hey, man, I'm off that, like, giving it to other team. I was going to give it to that bum dude, Peyton Pritchard, man. I hate that dude, too. So what my basketball mind tells me to do is give it to the big cat, to the kitty cat, the feline. I ain't doing that.
Okay.
I'm giving it to Tyler Smith.
Okay.
I thought in the brief time that brother came in there, he did what he's supposed to do to show that he deserves some more minutes. So I'm gonna give it to Tyler Smith. I thought the kid showed a lot of good stuff. I know he's playing against bench guys, and looking at some of them bench guys for the Knicks, they might could play for us too. Go ahead, Trey.
Yeah, you know me, man. I'd say traditional. You got to win to get in. I ain't giving no game balls, no losers. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Cat. Karl Anthony Towns, 32, 11, and 5 tonight in 32 minutes. Again, he saw Brook Lopez on him and immediately saw food. And that's what you're supposed to do. We call him, little cat, little, he like big. He was a big cat tonight, man. He was a big tiger up in there, running through things. So again, I just gotta give him. I give him his props. He saw Brook Lopez on him and said, "Oh, you're not going to force me to stand around and shoot threes. I'll shoot threes I want to shoot, but I'll go dunk on you. I'll do all that." And again, he's 4 for 8 from three. He got everything he wanted tonight, and just dismantled the Milwaukee Bucks as the Knicks won it 116 to 94. Let's look around. Go ahead.
Where's Frank Kaminsky and Sam Decker? Because they seem to find a way to bottle that boy up when he was in Kentucky and send him cry. Maybe we need to call them boys to come check him.
Something. You gotta do something.
Before y'all kill me in the chat, that's facetious too, by the way.
Yeah. Jay Dizzy says, "Is DeLon Wright injured?" Not to my understanding. I think he's just been benched. I don't believe he's injured. He just has not played well, and to my understanding, he's just not in the rotation anymore. I've not seen that he's been injured at all. Anthony Lacey says, "The ball doesn't move enough with these high dribble handoffs, more motion and floppy action." I agree to a certain extent. It was just so funny. They started the game off, and the first play goes to Brook Lopez, trying to get him to the post, turnover. Next possession, I believe, I think Taurean Prince tried to get to Jannis, couldn't get it to him. And I'm just like, dude, Jannis, just please take over and take the basketball and get these guys up out of here. But it does, the Bucks don't really have a motion offense with a lot of ball movement, back screens, what have you. And again, guys don't move. I mean, there's a lot of people just watching. Guys don't move. Matter of fact, the most motion you really see is really from Andre Jackson Jr., who is setting back screens and those type of things, trying to get guys open. It's bad basketball all the way around, man. Bad basketball all around. I don't know.
So this is something that you would hope that would happen like before the All-Star break, after we were like 10 or 12 games above 500, we come back to like 6 or 7 or something like that, because you get some time off to make these adjustments. We don't have no time off. We got the Boston Celtics, and Drew Holiday want to come in there and he want to cook us. And all them boys about them, all them boys are about Drew. So if he want to come in and cook it, they going to come in. The best actors in all of the NBA, they're going to be getting all that flopping like them fish out there in Lake Michigan, no trout mouth team. But I'm going to tell you, I got a question for you though, Trey.
What's up?
Would you feel differently if this was right before the All-Star game versus now?
Well, I mean, what do you mean by that?
And the Bucks fans. So let's just say we were kind of pedestrian around 3 or 4 games above 500, whatever number you want to put where you think that we should be at. And then we run into these hiccups in the middle of the season. Would you rather have them now at the beginning of the season, or would you want them to be at the All-Star break?
I see what you're
where
saying.
We can get a little bit of time off and, make these adjustments.
No, you talking about like we had a 2-7 stretch just somewhere random in the season. No,
correct.
Now if it was right before the All-Star break, like literally the next 10 games before the All-Star break, I could probably give some excuses, especially if you were 3 or 4 games over 500, you're playing good basketball. I could probably give some excuses there. Now if it was after the All-Star break, I would really say, hold on, this is a problem. So I guess if I had to prefer it, I would probably prefer it at the beginning of the year, because what happens, you don't have to pretend and fake out and think, we're better than we really are. No, you're not. You're not better than you think you are. You are, you're a bad basketball team. So, you don't want to sit around 500 and have this feeling like, okay, we're going to turn it on, and then you don't turn it on. We know what this team is right now. They're not good. So for that reason, I'd rather have it happen early in the season. You're already calling teams for trades early in November. Like, you need to do something and make some moves.
Somebody better flip that switch. If we always talking about switches being flipped, like now is the time. And one last thing, I'm gonna let you roll, Trey. Hey man, the Knicks fan that's upset at me saying we mediocre. Look, just so we clear, we accurate about this. We're bad.
Yeah, the Bucks are bad. Bad basketball. Let's look around the NBA tonight. The Knicks beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Again, speaking of mediocre, Knicks are 4-4. 116 to 94. They improved to 500 on the season. The Nuggets look like they're going to beat the Heat tonight. The Timberwolves are going to beat the Blazers. Clippers, Kings in a dogfight. Lakers and Phillies 53 tied up right now. The Magic defeated the Pelicans tonight. They're 4-6. They're without Paolo Banchero. They're trying to get themselves right. The Pistons are 4-6. They beat the Hawks. The Charlotte Hornets are 4-5, 103-83 over the Pacers. Suns get a win tonight. Cavs are 10-0. 136-17 over the Warriors. The Celtics, as we talked about earlier, a 108-104 victory over the Brooklyn Nets. The Thunder are 8-1, 126-107 over the Rockets, and the Grizzlies improved to 6-4. They're with a 128-104 victory over the Washington Wizards. Just one last thing I'll get to. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that Auburn basketball team, the plane got turned around because the guys were fighting on the plane?
No.
Yeah, so Auburn, whoever they're playing, I don't know who they're playing, but I guess the plane got up in the air, wherever they're traveling to, and the plane got up in the air, and the pilot had to call back air traffic control and turn it around. Let me see if I can find this. Wow, it's funny. I think they have the audio of it. I'm not even gonna play it, but they have the audio of the pilot talking to air traffic controller, saying that players were fighting. So soon after Auburn men's basketball team flight took off, a physical altercation took place between Chad Baker Mazara and the Cardwell brothers, Drake and Dylan. The three players had to be restrained as the flight landed back in Auburn. It's about 45 minutes after takeoff, and they are going to take a new flight. I don't know if they've taken it yet, but they're taking a new flight to Houston tonight.
So I just got so many questions. Like, how you fight your teammates and then you ain't just like, all right, man, we'll handle this when we get off the plane. Like, you gonna stand up and throw blows on the plane?
Wow.
Bruce Pearl still down there?
He's not, is he?
I don't know. That Bruce, my guy, though, man. Hey, real quick
Is
in that
he?
rundown too.
Might be.
Marquette up 66-61 with 3 minutes and 58 seconds left to go in this game too. In Milwaukee, though.
Good. Yeah, and Bruce Pearl, yeah, he is still at Auburn. Yeah, Bruce Pearl's there. Just a little fact check. Good. That's good for I got good. Marquette gonna get a good dub. Yeah, man. I asked you any final thoughts, Justin, on a 116-94 loss to the New York Knicks. Shout out to us. We're gonna get this show done in under an hour today. So what you got on that?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, this is times are low right now. This is bad basketball we're watching. But I do believe that this team will get better and we will play better basketball and we will play Milwaukee Bucks basketball. And it has to start Sunday. We're tired of watching it. I'm sure all you Bucks fans in the chat, shout out to all of y'all for watching tonight. You folks on Twitter, Facebook, friends, text messages, you know, Julius Irvin texting me all night about these Knicks. You got it up on us. You 1-0 on us, but we got to play better. We got to play inspired. We talked about it a couple shows ago. We need someone to come up and make a speech. We don't know who that person is, but it's beyond closed doors. Dudes got to step up and you got to hoop. And if you don't want to hoop, you got to go to Oshkosh or somewhere, dog. Get out of here. We only want hoopers in the mill.
I'm waiting on that report that's gonna come, and let me tell you, it's got to come at some point. Where the Bucks had a closed door meeting. I don't know when it's coming, but it's bad that it's gonna come sometime this month. I guarantee you, this thing keeps going like it is. You're going to see a report. Oh, but after a certain game, hey, media, there was no media availability tonight. The players are late coming out. They had a meeting after the game. It's coming because you can't be a championship level or at least have those aspirations. You can't have Dame and Jannis on your team, $75 million into the hole, paying in taxes from an owner's perspective, paying luxury tax, and be a team that right now is lottery bound. Like that's not that's not good. So all those things are coming. And they like you said, Justin, they got to figure out a way to get out the saddle, man, and start playing well. I don't know if it's gonna happen on Sunday. But they got to find a way to pick it up. And again, I don't know where's Chris Middleton. And I mean, you shouldn't need him to at least get through the season and get yourself in a decent position. You shouldn't need him, but it's clear the Bucks do. It's very clear the Bucks do.
Hey man, shout out to Jay Dizzy. I wasn't aware I dished Oshkosh. Hey, look, just for them Oshkosh folks, I wouldn't be on this earth if it wasn't for Oshkosh, Wisconsin. That's my mom's and my pop's bet. So we love UW Oshkosh. We hate Halliburton though.
Yeah, Halliburton. I ain't got no love for Hallie, man. Front runner. Bucks lose it 116-94. New York Knicks defeat the Bucks. They go to 2-7. Want to thank everybody for watching us tonight, looking at the post game on enjoying a nice Friday evening with the Cream City crossover. It was definitely fun. It could be anywhere in the world right now, but you were here with us, and we appreciate you. Back at it Sunday. I think we're gonna try to. My thought, and we haven't even had a meeting to talk about this. My thought is it's gonna be a Sunday game. If it wasn't the Celtics, I would probably say we could scrap the show on Sunday. But I think we should do something. Maybe Sunday we do like a super abbreviated 30-minute. Like we really keep it short Sunday, no matter what happens, and just try. Yeah, somebody let us know. Let us know in the chat or something what we should do Sunday. Because it's a football Sunday, a lot of NFL going on. And, I know people like
better.
Huh?
Your Panthers at 6:00 in the morning.
Yes, my Panthers will be done, so I'm okay. But yeah, I just want to, like I said, I don't want to waste everybody. I know people are. I don't say it's not a waste, but I know people like to enjoy their football Sundays. So yeah, I was thinking maybe do some abbreviated something like that. Figure out what happens. But I don't know when the game ends. Yeah, it'll be in the second window of games when the Bucks in with the Boston Celtics. So yeah, we'll figure it out. See what we want to do. Let us know if you got what you guys want. You guys want a full show? You want us to kind of just get you something to get through, so that you at least say, hey man, what's gonna happen during this game? We can get that for you. Good deal. I want to thank our sponsors tonight, Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill out in Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Make sure you get to Curly's trivia night. Wednesdays and Thursday. Wednesday bingo trivia on Thursday. Make sure you do that. Tell them the Cream City crossover sent you. Any final words?
$3 pints. Drink them $3 pints, man.
Yeah.
Drink them up. We gonna need a little bit of coping. Hey man, I'm a big Brewers fan from Milwaukee. That dude don't even come back no more. That's all right though. I listen to the legend, Tim Allen. He always tells Milwaukee to smile, man. And I feel like we got to quote the legend and get that man his quote right now. So, hey, man, let's all smile at each other like Tim Allen would say, because Lord have mercy. It's a lot of crying, a lot of upset. It's some broken bobbleheads in my crib right now. If I was still in Wisconsin, never mind. Hey, man, we're going to see y'all Sunday after this win.
Absolutely, man. This has been a Cream City Media Group production from the Guru Trey Crosby III.
Mad Justin gonna be happy Sunday.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Hey man, if I am your enemy, it's only because I dare to tell you the truth. Don't take